us a bit about what you're doing here today.
Yeah, well, it's Op Road Trader. It's a national day of action. It's in relation to Operation Liberal. It's an intelligence-led piece of work today, which is a partnership approach. So we've got the police here, we have the Environment Agency, we have Revenue and Customs, members of the local authority. And what we're doing is looking at road traders, at people who are minded to cold call on particularly the vulnerable, and extort large sums of money. So today what you see is Wiltshire's contribution to that. We have sites at 3 locations across Wiltshire in Swindon, Chippenham and Salisbury. And really it's about visibility, it's about reassurance, it's about the police understanding the impact that cold calling and fraud and distraction type offences can have, particularly on the vulnerable. Both in terms of the emotional impact and the financial impact, and that's why we're here today.
So what do you know about what they're doing here today?
Pulling a load of HGVs and vans up, and I think anything that looks slightly suspicious, pulling it over, doing checks, see what you're doing. They're checking all the operator licences, waste licences, etc. Me myself, I work in scrap, so they've checked all that out. It all checks out okay because we're a legitimate business.
So we have obviously the diesel type offences, checking for red diesel. We have the construction and use checks that we're looking at on vehicles. One particular vehicle this morning already we've stopped. The driver concerned had a provisional licence. It's a 3.5 tonne transit van with no handbrake, so you can appreciate the risks that are posed both in terms of the individual but also the wider public. In terms of the intelligence picture, we have mobile ANPR traffic officers in and around the 3 locations today, identifying vehicles. We have the use of our intelligence systems and department to understand the picture locally, so that we can react to that.
I'm here today representing the Roads Policing Unit from Triforce. I'm doing the vehicle examinations, which means I mechanically examine vehicles for any defects that may cause them to be prohibited to being used on the roads, or anything that's unsafe that shouldn't be out there. Obviously, a lot of people will believe that they have an MOT and the MOT is valid, but the MOT is only valid on the day that it leaves the MOT station, and there are other offences that we can pick up as we're doing things. So that's what we do. We examine them under construction and use and see if there's any defects that we can prohibit for.
There are multiple people being checked today. We've already had some very positive results, but in addition to that we've got people outside of the check sites across Wiltshire, particularly in the rural communities, checking on people that may have already been subject to distraction type offences in the past, reassuring them and providing that visibility that we need.
The impacts are at the time of the offence, they're quite sort of they are there and then. They're straightforward things. We will seize a vehicle that's not insured, or a driver who has no licence. That vehicle will be seized, and it will be taken to a pound. From that point onwards, the financial situation or implications for the driver are that they're going to have to pay to get that vehicle out of the pound, which is £150 for the average car, plus £20 a day storage. So there's an implication there to the driver. They're then going to be reported to a court where they'll face charges for the offences that are committed in relation to the driving offences.
I think it's a good idea. It gets all the, what can you call them, dodgy Daves off the road, I suppose. Gets them off the way, and it opens business up for us a bit better, because once the illegitimate people are out of the way, it makes our life easier.